thank everyone for coming out today. All you wonderful people on a Thursday. My name is Charles Barber, and if you guys don't know me, I've been working in a wellness center for about 10 years, and we're epigeneticists. So we've been studying how food can signal certain genes in the DNA to get the body back to its natural state of being, which is a self-healing body. Today, we're starting our first series of mini called Thrive Time. Here we go, and we're talking today about 10 easy steps you can do to reset your mind and body after the holidays. And one of the things that I really want to talk about first and foremost is what happens to us during the holidays and why would we want to reset our body. And two of the common things that we see are stress and overeating. Stress from just having to do our normal day-to-day and then go and get gifts and back and forth and dealing with our in-laws and whatnot and dealing with all that. That causes a lot of stress on the body. And combined with overeating, all the holidays, all the parties, all the garbage that we eat, all this actually combines to create even more stress. A lot of people don't realize this, but we have more neurons in our gut, almost more than in our brain. So our 90% of our serotonin, 80% of our dopamine is actually produced in our gut. So how we receive foods, how we digest foods affects our stress levels. So if we're already stressed and then we're eating rich foods, you guys see where we're all going at here? It's the reason why we all want to kind of come out of that funk. So just to kind of get started, now that we've addressed the cause, the problem as to why we want to detox, let's go over step one. And step one is no detox. And the reason why I put that there is because a lot of times people have come to us after the holidays and they go, I need a detox, I need a cleanse, because of the two issues I just mentioned. The thing that we have to understand, though, is that if we've been stressed out and we've been eating rich foods and drinking alcohol and eating sugar, the last thing we want to do is purge our body from a detox. We need to understand that our body is always detoxing itself. It's constantly breaking itself down and rebuilding itself. So instead of going into an extreme flip, you actually want to start doing some other things slowly. And then come springtime, when you started to acclimate some of these steps, then you can go into like a liver detox, a parasite cleanse, a digestive detox, whatever you're kind of looking to go for there. So I just want to note that on detox. Again, it's like stirring a cup of muddy water, right? With no channel for the mud to exit out. So you're just stirring toxins in your body, and people will say, oh, I got headaches, I don't feel well, and the people that sell these detoxes say, oh, you're just detoxing, but you're not. They're lying to you. It's a retoxification of toxins in your body. It can actually hurt you dramatically. Number two is add half a cup of bone broth to your diet daily. Look, this is just a small step that you can do daily. You can buy bone broth at Whole Foods now, the legit stuff that's in the freezer, or you can make it yourself. And just adding a half a cup of bone broth a day will help to nurture the gut lining, help the villi, help the tummy, and all this will help lower your stress levels. Also, it's extremely easy to absorb bone broth, and that's something that when we're eating a bunch of rich foods isn't happening. You know, most of the time what's happening when we're eating rich foods is we're throwing off our digestion because our digestion is just like, oh man, what's going on? So bone broth is something that's gentle, it's easy. There's a lot of information about bone broth. I don't have time to go into all that right now. These are just some quick, easy steps for you. So add bone broth in your diet for sure. 3 is mind-body connections tools. So this is huge. So if we're dealing with stress, one thing we have to understand that our mind is a big factor to play in how our body reacts to things. So if we're environmentally having to go through stressors, then what we're seeing is that our stress levels are elevated. And there's certain tools you can do, like meditation, walk your dog, listen to your favorite music, paint, Tai Chi, work out, yoga, whatever it is, do it. And to understand, like, okay, well, it truly is a meditation tool. It's a tool that you can go to that helps you relax and helps you be just chill out, unplug from the day. You know, for me personally, I like to meditate. That's my favorite thing to do because meditation just shuts off all the chatter, and that's extremely powerful for me. But for someone else, it could be a massage. It could be, you know, getting on the stair stepper for 30 minutes, or it could be taking a walk around, you know, out of the house. But the key is to understand that we have to address the mind along with the body. And by using these types of tools, we can immediately lower our stress levels. The fourth one is to eat probiotic-rich foods. So a lot of times people ask, you know, should I take probiotics? What type of probiotics can I take? You notice I put probiotic-rich foods. So when we look at history and we look at all the condiments that we've had in the past, all the condiments that we used to have that we eat in the past, ketchup, mayonnaise, salsas, relishes, these are all fermented foods. So since then, they've been pasteurized, they've been hybridized, and so we're not able to get probiotics in our foods that much anymore. We are seeing some companies make sauerkraut, kimchi, pickles, and doing it right. Very small sector that's doing that. But that's the whole idea when I say use probiotic-rich foods. Use food as medicine. And so by either learning how to make sauerkraut or purchasing sauerkraut that's raw, that's not pasteurized, this is a great way to start to bring in healthy fibers, healthy microbes, and all these things can help gobble up a lot of those bad foods that we ate and toxins as well, and just help our body stay regular so we can actually take a solid dump. Because at the end of the day, if we've been eating rich foods and we're stressed out, I can almost guarantee you're a little constipated and a little clogged from all that. So by adding these probiotic-rich foods and not going all crazy with the detox, you slowly start to get your body to a place that can actually set you up for a deep detox if you want to do that. Step 5 is more vitamin C. Coming out of the holidays, a lot of people are still getting sick. You just want to make sure you're maintaining high vitamin C levels. And that's not going to happen with oranges. I'm sorry. I know that's the marketing we've been sold, but just to give you an example of how low amount of vitamin C is in oranges, chocolate, cacao actually has 10 times more vitamin C than oranges do. So you're more than likely going to get more vitamin C from your dark chocolate that you're eating than you are from oranges. But if you're looking for the number one food source, which you should when you're trying to get vitamins and minerals in your body, look at camu fruit. And that's something that we've brought on and used for years. It's the highest source of vitamin C in the world, and it actually does like a whole plethora of other benefits besides just keeping your immune system in check. Because that's ultimately what vitamin C is going to do. It's going to help give your immune system the tools it needs to make sure that the viruses and bacteria stay at bay to where they don't grow so much to the point to where we actually get sick, right? Get the symptoms of being sick. Step 6 is normalize your D3 and magnesium. So vitamin D3 really isn't a vitamin, it's a pre-steroidal hormone, and it governs over 3,000 different healing genes in your DNA. We're coming out of the holiday season, we've been inside. So we're naturally not getting any of this from our environment. We definitely want to make sure we're supplementing it. There's also things inside D3 that actually help you lose weight as well. There's 3,000 different genes it governs, but there's some really cool things when you start to go deep into D3 and how it can work as a hormonal kind of tool or supplement, if you will, and also merging that with K2. And that's why when I put D3 here, I really meant ours because ours has K2, because you really want K2 with that as well. So I'm not going to go any more into D3. I just want to keep this kind of short for you guys so you can just kind of ask questions later, ask questions below and in the form, and then we can actually answer those questions whenever they come to us. I did put magnesium though. So one thing we have to understand is when we're stressed out, we deplete magnesium. And one thing that's interesting about magnesium is that the heart uses more magnesium than any other organ in the body. And when we look at America as a whole, we see that heart disease is the number one killer in America. We also see that we're magnesium deficient. So, connection, right? Heart disease is killing most of us. We see that we don't have enough magnesium in our diet. We also see that we're extremely stressed out, which depletes magnesium. So is it no wonder that we have these broken hearts, if you will? So you definitely want to upload on magnesium. And the best way to do that is to eat dark chocolate. It's one of the number one food sources of magnesium. Okay, also dark greens as well are great. But the other thing that's really important to think about is a transdermal application. Because we are deficient, we need to have a therapeutic dose of magnesium. And trying to eat that much greens or that much chocolate, it's just not practical. So by using dark chocolate, by using dark greens, you can start to bring in a healthy amount to maintain, but you really want to look at bringing in a transdermal versus like a magnesium citrate that you would take internally. The reason why is that transdermal magnesium chloride, it'll actually go into the cells and actually detox the cells and pull toxins out of the cells, whereas a citrate won't. A citrate works more like a laxative. So it'll give you a good bowel movement, but the absorption of it is superb compared to a magnesium chloride, which is what you'd find in a topical application. All right, 7, restorative sleep. We have to get sleep. But before we can really even address any of this nutrition stuff, we need to talk about getting good sleep. And if that means you need to get naps throughout the day, then take those naps throughout the day. Because one thing that will not work for us is anything we do. unless we get enough sleep. Sleep is more important than just about like anything as far as drinking water. And the reason I'm so prominent and so intensive on sleep is because I have 2 children and I've gotten no sleep for the last 4 years of my life. So I know how important it can be. And you out there that have kids, you exactly know what I'm talking about. So we have to get good sleep. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. You have to. And with the holidays being kind of crazy, staying up late, going to parties, it's time to just kind of, before spring comes, just still kind of nest, still kind of hibernate, chill on the weekends, Netflix and chill, right? All right, number 8 is eat more veggies, the 80-20 rule. This is probably going to be one of the more powerful things you can implement in your diet. The 80-20 rule means 80% vegetables, 20% meats. And some of us out there that are vegetarian, obviously you got it on lock. Vegans, you got it on lock. But for everyone else, which is probably the people that are coming in wanting to detox because they feel crappy from the holidays, just adding in more vegetables to your meals. So when you look at your plate, 80% of it needs to be vegetables and 20% needs to be meat. And that's just a kind of quick rule of thumb that you can use with every meal you eat. It's real simple to do. When we go out to eat a lot of times, like we'll typically get too many starches and stuff. So I know potatoes are starch too, but you really want to focus on just vegetables. So when I say veggies, I know potatoes are a vegetable, but really like dark green vegetables. Vegetables are going to have fiber in them. And again, when we go out to eat, most of the time you're not going to get that. So you're going to have to stand up for yourself and take control of your health, and you're going to have to ask, hey, can I sub this out for that? So you can actually create that 80-20. Because when we go to restaurants, people want to feed you food that you love, and typically the food that we love in America is known in this SAD acronym, Standard American Diet, right? So it's going to be a lot of starches, a lot of proteins, and hardly any vegetables. So just things to be thinking about, because we can do all this stuff at home, but what do we do when we go out to eat? And you just have to ask. It's not hard. I promise they won't look at you weird. And if they do, oh well, you're paying for it. I get the weird looks, I'm not going to lie. 9 is drink purified or spring water with trace minerals in the morning. So first thing in the morning, start to hydrate yourself. Start with about 16 ounces of water. I do 32. And the reason why I do that and the reason why I add minerals to that is just to bring hydration in my body. If I've been stressed from the weeks before, if I'm eating rich foods, if I'm drinking too much alcohol, all these things naturally dehydrate us. So, and as we're sleeping all night, we don't think about it, but we're actually participating, or we're releasing, we'll get the word right here in a second, moisture from our body. So, especially if you're a mouth breather like this, you're letting out all that moisture. So you really want to understand that when you wake up, you're going to be dehydrated no matter what. But when you couple in stress, when you couple in alcohol, when you couple in bad habits that we have to deal with during the holidays, it's even worse. So just start first thing in the morning, drink some water, and if you can't get spring water, go with like a distilled water, but know with distilled water or RO water, you need to add minerals to it, because distilled water is empty water, RO water is empty water, and our body is actually made up of like a saline plasma. That's why they can pump saline right into your bloodstream. And that's loaded with minerals. It's like the ocean. And some would say that we actually come from the ocean. But I'm going to go into that tonight. Last but not least, liquid, low sugar, and breakfast with coconut oil. So really, first thing in the morning after you have your water, try to do some liquid nutrition. It doesn't have to be in breakfast. It doesn't have to have coconut oil in it. You could have avocado, you could have olive oil. But the whole idea is here is to have liquid nutrition. If we've been, more than likely when we go out on the weekends, during the holidays, or in the weekends period, we eat big dinners, and we blow and go throughout the day. So we're usually having a crappy breakfast, a weak lunch, and then we're starving at dinner. So what happens is our body goes straight to carbohydrates to keep our blood sugar balanced, and that's not good. And then we just end up eating too much altogether, especially if we're having drinks and desserts. So by waking up in the morning and having bacon and eggs, that's not the best idea. The best idea would be to drink some water, get some fluids in your body. Hopefully that'll give you a nice bowel movement or two out, and then go with some liquid nutrition. We recommend to go in breakfast because it's worked for thousands of other people. So it's just a great way that you can start to get this liquid nutrition in your body. So thank you guys so much for coming out. Remember, you can check us out at crucialcore.com. Check out our blog, newsletter, Facebook, Instagram. We're doing all that deal. And if you got any questions or comment, just leave them below, and we'll get to answering them. So thank you guys so much. Namaste.